Oh, there you are, YouTube. Doodaloo 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 doo. Subscribe.
Why?
December 16. What are we
You
watching?
have one milk box.
A Castle for Christmas.
Oh, that Netflix movie. All right. Netflix's A Castle for Christmas, starring Brooke Shields and Cary Elwes. Is that how you say his last name? Elwes? Is sort of like a Hallmark movie, Lifetime holiday movie, very similar to that made for TV feel. But I, I, it really does fall in line with a lot of those types of films. There's some moments which feel somewhat cinematic, and you're feeling like, okay, I'm watching a real movie. But for the most part, it does not have that feel, which isn't a problem. I feel like this movie knows what it is, and if you're watching it, you know what it is. We knew what it is. We knew what it was going into it. And, it has a lot of those cliches. Two people have a meet cute, and then one of them is maybe a little rough around the edges. Maybe they both are to different degrees, but when they find each other, they soften each other's hearts. And, it's that whole story. And this movie does that. You know exactly what's going to happen. And it's all very cliched and very troped. But you still love every minute of it because you are there to escape and have some nice holiday fun in a castle. Beautiful castle. The exterior, anyway. I mean, the interior was pretty basic, but I don't know what the interiors of castles are supposed to look like. From what I hear, like Buckingham Palace, maybe they've updated it, but it's kind of in shambles on the insides. Maybe I'm thinking of old news reports. Maybe it's not that way anymore. But I guess I didn't find it super spectacular or anything. Like, it wasn't like I was watching a Disney movie. This was not like the Beast in Beauty and the Beast. This wasn't like his castle where he has that, beautiful ballroom and the beautiful library and all of that, which has always been weird to me because the rest of the house is like very scary, but then you have the ballroom and a library, very beautiful. Why is that? Why is everything scary except for that? But back to A Castle for Christmas. There really isn't, there's no, I don't know, Cary Elwes, I guess, is in a lot of ways the antagonist, but he's not like a villain or anything like that. It's just like two people butting heads and then they fall in love sort of thing. But this movie, there's this moment where they do bring in, I think, what seems like a villain, a protagonist, and then they do nothing with him. It's like they forgot to edit this scene out because Brooke Shields is staying in this inn, and then Cary Elwes, he owns the castle, but she's staying at this inn, and then everything's like going fine, everything is great, things are perfect, and then this person checks into the hotel or the inn, and he seems very slimy, used car salesman, that trope of what a used car salesman would be like. They kind of have that, and then he has like this girl that he brings over to his shoulder or his side, and it just seems like very here's the bad guy who's going to try and like buy the castle from underneath Brooke Shields. But she's trying to buy the castle because I don't know, Carrie's like low on money, right? But yeah, they never did anything with that, and I still don't understand why that scene was in there where they introduced this character. It really does seem like they had a subplot with this character and then did nothing with it. It is so weird, so awkward, so out of place. There are some, going back to when I talk about this movie doesn't, it feels like a made-for-TV movie, not cinematic. There are some like montages in this thing where you're like, why is this here? This is here because they know what kind of movie they're making. A montage that's sort of time jumping between enjoying the first snow of the season, or maybe it was Christmas Eve, the snow of Christmas Eve, and then dance lessons, cutting back and forth, and it was like, this is so bad. And then Brooke Shields, I think it was Brooke, maybe it was Carrie, I can't remember, but one of them was looking back on, the past few months and the good times they've had, and it was just like an awful montage. It was so bad. But another thing that I wanted to mention, um, this hat that I'm wearing, the reason I'm wearing this, my wife just knitted this hat for me, and the film in the inn that Brooke Shields is staying at has a bunch of people that are always there. There's like a pub, I guess, that everybody's always there, and everybody there is knitting, and they want to teach Brooke Shields how to knit. My wife is a knitter, and she was knitting during the movie while watching. She's very good. She can just watch the movie and knit. She doesn't have to like look down at anything unless she's doing like a complicated project, I guess, that she needs to read the pattern. But I figured since the movie has a lot of knitting in it, why not knit this new hat that my wife made for me. I love how enormous it is. It is gigantic. She said I look like a cartoon character while wearing it, which I think is fun, especially with the curly mustache, that handlebar. She put a pom-pom on top, but I just love how big it is, and it is very very comfortable. Like one of the best hats I've ever worn. I don't like to wear a lot of hats because they will itch my forehead. And this one doesn't do that. It feels so good. It is awesome. I love the look. But yeah, I just wanted to showcase this because the movie showcases knitting as a fond pastime of people in Scotland. Did I mention this takes place in Scotland? I don't think I did. Cary Elwes is playing a Scot, and Brooke Shields is playing an American whose grandpa lived in Scotland, and he used to work the grounds of this place, or his dad worked the grounds of this place when he was a little kid, and then he used to, when he moved to America, he used to tell his grandkids about it, so she always wanted to visit, and then she finally did. But yeah, this movie is full of tropes, full of cliches, full of bad montages, but I enjoyed it. It is what it is. It knows what it is. You know what it is when you're watching it. So I feel like if you have any complaints about it, you only have yourself to blame, because it is so clear what it's supposed to be, and it is that, and it's wonderful and great, even with all of those cliches, tropes, flaws, all of that. But yeah, how about we take a look at what my kids got in their advent calendars today, right now.
Yeah.
Well, what do we got on the 16th?
Who is it?
December 16th, what do you got?
What the heck?
What is
Oh,
that?
Daisy.
Daisy.
Is that Daisy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
And there is Daisy.
That's good.
Daisy chocolate.
And a bee.
What do you have?
My finger.
Is your
Who's
finger
in
stuck?
there?
Who is it?
Who is that?
Goofy.
Oh,
Oh my
cool.
gosh.
A Goofy adorable.
They do make
They do make Goofy.
me. Yeah, I do.
He's cute.
That's awesome.
Is he gonna be friends with Mickey and Pluto?
And here's a close-up of Goofy. You can see those eyes shimmering. He's looking pretty cute.
There you go. You have.
And now that you've seen that, perhaps I'll see you tomorrow for more Pure Hangout.